Who's in the race car?
Dada.
Dada? Say go, Daddy?
Go, Daddy.
Welcome in here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We are back here Thursday night racing with the SK Modified Series presented by Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Tonight's race here at the Thompson Speedway will be 100 laps of the distance in the Support Your Local Businesses 100. This track, last year, we saw one great race where Josh Buckley was able to dominate all race long, and he ended up getting himself a little bit of a special gift from the racing school that is located right here at the Thompson Speedway. You can head on over, type in on Google. I know a lot of you race fans out there don't understand the www dots and the .coms. Just go on over there to Facebook or even Google and just type in the racing school at Thompson, and you will be able to find those packages that, well, not only Josh Buckley won last year here at the Thompson Speedway, but also one of these drivers here tonight, they are going to be getting if they are able to park themselves in victory lane. And it's not going to be easy to do here tonight because there are a lot of tough drivers tonight here at Thompson, but they will be able to get themselves a free ride along from one of the driving instructors over at the racing school. And we talk about one of those drivers. There is one of those drivers here tonight. He is out on track, and he is driving the number 10B here tonight, right there, the racing school. This is Dan Butler. He is, well, one of those driving instructors up there. Right now, Dan is sitting fourth on our speed charts here tonight for this 100-lap main event that's coming up here. We do got to qualify yet, so Dan Butler has to see if he can hold on, not only having himself a good qualifying or a practice time, but a qualifying effort too, just a little bit later on here tonight. So we'll see if Dan's able to hold that machine up inside the top spots here. But Dan Butler, we talked about him not having a great year so far on the Speedway here, but this is our point standings coming into this race here at Thompson. Point standings look like this. Brian Hacker has made 5 starts so far this year. He has 5 top 5s, 5 top 10s, 2 wins to his name in his rookie campaign. He only has a 4-point margin lead over Dalton Williamson right now. Dalton is sitting there with the same stats. 5 top 5s, 5 top 10s, and 2 wins on the season. Sitting third is the 96 of Al Smith. He's going to come in here just 23 points out of the championship lead. Those are 3 rookies here into the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. Max Terriel, the wily veteran, he is sitting 4th. AJ Rogers is 5th. 6th is Don Coleman. Josh Buckley is 7th. Joe Trano is 8th in the championship hunt. Rex Hoyle is 9th. And Brian Robinson, Mr. Consistency, he is 10th right now in our championship hunt. There's a bunch of drivers that are just behind them, though, that, well, they're just outside of that top 10 bubble, so we're going to be watching to see if those drivers can also have a good run, like Chris Fritz, Rob Higgins, Derek Water, Dan Butler, and Brandon Massey. Those are all tied for about the 11th position, on back to about 15th on our timing and scoring. But race fans, it is time to go qualifying here for 100 laps, and one of the first drivers out there onto the Speedway driving out of South Glen Falls, New York. This is Al Smith Jr. driving the old shed VIP Graphics 96. He is sitting 3rd in that championship point standings hunt, and he's going to be out here trying to get himself a good qualifying spot tonight. This driver out of New York would like to go visit the Thompson Speedway. He's been there a time or two, so he's seen it in real life, and now he is racing it here under the iRacing.com platform. He goes P1 on the timing and scoring for Al Smith. Second, though, right there, the BK Paints, Glove Box Racing, number 1 Chevrolet out of Florida. This is Dalton Williamson. He is right now currently second. Let's see if he can go faster. He does. New quick time tonight, 18.6 for the driver of the number 1. Al Smith looks like he goes a little bit slower, lap number 2, so second quickest for him. Here's Darrell Clauder out of Florida. He takes the 5 machine. He goes 5th onto the board. Now out on to the raceway. He just put in his first time lap. He is slotted into that 6th position. It's the number 40 of Rob Higgins for the Higgins Hill Racing Team. The Checkered Flag Auto Supply sponsor here tonight on the side of that car. That's one of our local businesses that race fans, they need your support. Your local businesses always, are there for its residents and sponsoring not only races like here onto the iRacing.com platform, but also your local T-ball teams. So Rob Higgins right now takes that Checkered Flag Auto Supply machine. He goes P number 7, as here is the Swagger in machine, the Phoenix. It is the 97 of Don Coneman. Coneman's bringing this Swagger in. Machine across the start-finish line. He is 3rd on lap number 1, and it's going to be a little bit quicker. New quick time. Don Coleman takes the Swagger in. 97 to the top of the speed charts with an 18.59 second lap new quick time. James Skelton just finishes out his qualifying run. Dan Butler now actually out on track in the number 10B. He goes 1 and done here for the driver of the racing school. .net entry, the Lost Speedways on the back of that machine. Dan Butler right now slotted into the 4th position. Here is the driver of the 43. It's the Green Forest Tree Supply entry. This is Joe Strano. He is 5th quickest, and it looks like he'll stay 5th quickest on his 2nd lap. So Joe Strano, one of those rookies this year in that, he's going to have a little trouble there. Green Forest Tree Supply, number 43 of Joe Strano, right now 5th on the boards. Here is the driver out of Illinois, the Austin Designs Nectar machine. Quick time, Brian Hacker. Gonna go to the top of the speed charts. 18.56 for Brian Hacker. So that sets the new quick time here with just about 2 minutes left here in our qualifying session. Some other strong contenders out here now on track. Driver that has the most wins in the SK Modified Division for the Red Light Racing Series. And, well, here is Max Terriol. He is out of Canada, a little bit closer to home here with the Thompson Speedway, but will he be able to put himself into a good starting spot? Lap number 1. Let's see. It's going to be good enough for the 5th quickest for Max Terriol. That is a 18.64 second lap for Max Terriol on lap number 1. AJ Rogers also has 1 lap in this Western Super Series Splash and Go Graphics number 17 Epic Media machine. And lap 2 is quicker, but it will not move him up anywhere. 10th quickest for AJ Rogers here on his qualifying attempt. Terriol able to go a little bit quicker. He's going to move into that 5th spot on lap number 2. Doesn't look like any other drivers right now are out onto the speedway. We'll drop it down and show you, though, where your favorite driver is right now. Just under 1 minute of qualifying left here tonight. Race fans, we got to thank you all for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Max Terriol out there getting a couple practice laps here on that 42. But we got to thank you for tuning in. Tonight's race is sponsored. It's a collaboration between the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Group up in Ayer, Massachusetts, and, of course, the racing school over at Thompson. They are 2 local businesses, and race fans, there's nothing more than we like on the Turn 3 Racing Network other than supporting our local businesses. Us here in the studios down in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, we deal with a very local t-shirt company to get all of our merchandise made here for the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's the shirts, the koozies, the stickers. We deal only with local companies, and tonight's race is right up our alley with the support your local businesses 100. So we thank you all for supporting those local businesses out into the community because they support us in time of need when we need them. And right like that, qualifying is over. That means we are going to take to the qualifying or the starting grid here as qualifying just happened, and it looks like this is how they will line up here to start the race. Starting in the front row, driver of the number 11, Illinois. It's Brian Hacker out of Illinois in the number 11. He'll start on the pole here tonight. Starting P number 2, the driver of the 97, Swagger in machine. That is Don Coleman. He'll start in the 2nd position. Starting 3rd here tonight, out of Florida, driving the Glove Box Racing, BK Paints number 1, and it's Dalton Williamson. South Glen Falls, New York, the Smith Racing Inc. entry VIP graphics, Old Shed number 96. That is Al Smith Jr. The MK Medic, number 42, out of Canada. It is Max Terriel. He'll go 5th on the grid tonight. The RacingSchool.net, Dan Butler in the 10B. He'll roll off starting 6th. Joe Strano in the Green Forest Tree Supply entry, number 43. He'll start into the 7th spot. It's the Need for Speed Motorsports racer, the number 2. He won this race last year. That's Josh Buckley rolling off 8th here tonight. Full Throttle Racing Adventure in Pixels 01 of Richard Murdoch out of Somerville, South Carolina. He'll roll off into the 9th position. AJ Rogers got the Epic Media number 17 slotted into the 10th position. He'll roll off 10th. Starting in the 11th position, it's the 37NY. That is Brian Robinson. He'll start into the 11th spot. Starting into the 12th spot, driving for the Coast Almost Coast number 5, it is Daryl Clauder. Starting the Higgins Hill Racing Checker Flag Auto Supply, number 40. This is Rob Higgins. He'll start 13th on the grid. Driver out of South Carolina, driving the Slim Jim 86. This is none other than James Skelton. He'll start 14th to the grid tonight. 15th on the grid, the number 3 out of Carolina, the unsponsored number 3. This is Chris Fritz rolling off 15th. Another one of our Canadian Bacon fans. This is going to be Tim Williams driving the 45 out of Canada. He'll start 16th on the grid. 17th on the grid here tonight, driving the F5 IPA number 19. This is Travis Minto. Starting shotgun to the field. Looks like it did not qualify. Will not start the actual race. Number 44 of Tyler Blankenship. That is our 18-car field here tonight for the Support Your Local Businesses 100, presented by Red Light Racing. We will be going green, I believe, next time by here. 2 laps to put the heat in the Motors race van, so they will get one more lap before we turn things up here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, it is the Checker Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. Thursday night short track racing action is what we always love here. You like the short track racing action? We love the short track racing action, but don't worry, tonight's not the only night of red light racing. You're right, race fans. Monday night, the Scrambler Series is back with the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series. They're starting their season off in the Xfinity car as we're getting ready to start this one here at the Thompson Speedway. 100 laps with Hacker. Codeman starting on the front row. Hungry drivers behind them all the way through the field. And we are green flag racing in the Support Your Local Business 100 here at Thompson. Great start by all the drivers down into turn number 1, and it looks like it will be Hacker, then Smith doing the dance. Don Coneman going to be shown there into just that 3rd position. They single file out. You got to go back here as lap number 1 about to be in the books. It will be Brian Hacker leading at the start-finish line here tonight. Joe Strano, though, and AJ Rogers, one winner. Both rookies in the series. They are right now battling for the 7th, 8th position, 9th position now, because here comes Richard Murdoch. Bunch of rookies coming out of turn 4. Hacker leads lap number 2 just like that. No changes up here inside the top 5, 6, 7 as everybody now inside the top 10. They have gone single file as Dan Butler holds that 5th position. Strano out of line down the back straightaway. He got a little sideways that time in the 43 entry as he worked himself off of turn number 2. He's going to be able to hang on to the spot, but Murdoch's going to start to pull away just a little bit here. Looks like they were 3-wide racing for a moment last time by back here. It was, I believe, the 3 of Fritz and then Skelton and Williams. Tim Williams, the Canadian Bacon fan, back here running into the 15th position. Daryl Clauder also was right there. They have all now started to separate themselves out. Travis Minto looks like he is off the pace just a little bit in the F5 IPA, number 19 here. He is running into the 17th position. It looks like about 7 seconds back behind that man who will come off turn 4 this time. And then a complete 5 laps into the book. It is all Brian Hacker right here tonight in the Support Your Local Businesses 100. A little bit of a scrape there off the wall for the BK Paints. The Glove Box Motorsports entry number 1 out of Florida of Williamson. He is right now following his good friend of Don Coleman around the raceway. The driver out of the Swagger Inn for Don Coleman. That's the sponsorship on the side of the 97. It is a main stable for the driver of the 97, not only here under the iRacing.com platform, but also when he goes real life racing, when he gets out his late model and heads to the local short tracks, he always has the Swagger Inn on the side of that. And well, when he's done racing, where do you think that whole team goes to cool down and refresh themselves? Of course, the Swagger Inn. Right now, Coleman running there into that 3rd position. Rob Higgins right now in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Number 40, he has started to reel back in the number 11, or the number 37, who's running in the 11th spot of Brian Robinson, but Chris Fritz is right there. It's James Skelton. They have all closed in on this Higgins Hill Racing number 40. That'll be the battle back here for the 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th position right now onto the raceway. There you see all of them in one shot going around the raceway. We are already 9 laps into this one here, and Brian Hacker, who doesn't have, I don't want to say a huge lead, but right now it's about 3-4 car lengths between Hacker and Al Smith. There you see a battle brewing now. Here comes the number 1 of Dalton Williamson down to the inside. He will look to see if he can get away. Position number 3 from Coleman, and that he actually will not. That inside lane just not there right now, so the Glove Box Motorsport entry of Williamson will just fall back into line. There was a spot that he was able to get back up in front of Dan Butler, and right now Butler having himself still a good run. You know, we keep looking back at this orange car, and race fans, orange is our favorite color here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and Butler having not only the racing school orange, but the Turn 3 Racing Network orange, and we're pulling for Butler right now. Butler competed here at the Thompson Speedway on the iRacing.com platform when the COVID-19 crisis hit all around the world. Butler was running a Friday series weekly right here at the virtual Thompson Speedway. Maybe didn't get a bunch of the results that he was really looking for, but right now he is having himself the run of the season right now in the RacingSchool.net Lost Speedway's 10B entry. He is running into that 5th position, and he actually started to open up a gap over that 42 of Max Terriel, and Terriel's got Buckley right there in tow. The DraftTop.com Checkered Flag Auto Supply Green Forest Tree Supply entry. And they got A.J. Rogers, so right now, nobody able to make any moves here on lap number 15. The tires are just too sticky here in the early going, so all these drivers are just kind of riding around trying to bite their time. They know it is a very long race here, but the man who just wants to get up and lead a lap here tonight, it is Al Smith. Al Smith has been missing a couple of his teammates here on Thursday night for the SK Modified Series, but he's got the old Shed VIP graphics entry right now following one of the best drivers out onto the circuit. You got to say definitely probably one of the hottest drivers, I guess, really, and that is going to be Brian Hacker. Hacker out of Illinois, showing these boys here up in the Northeast here how to drive these cars around this Thompson Speedway right now. Coleman was a little sideways. I think it was last lap I saw coming out of turn number 4, and Williamson was able to close the gap, and he lost a little bit there to Al Smith, but the Swagger Inn driver was able to gather it up and still hold serve into the 3rd position. A little bit of a battle back here. Here comes Josh Buckley. He tried to get around the A.J. Rogers machine because Max Terriel actually got around A.J. Rogers, and now he's going to apply more pressure to the 10B of Dan Butler, but Buckley wasn't able to do anything with that Epic Media number 17 of A.J. Rogers, so Buckley will fall back into that 8th position currently, right ahead of Richard Murdoch. Still holding into the top 10 will be the number 43 of Joe Strano. Talked about Travis Minto and the woes that he had. He has now fallen back to about 10.5 seconds behind our race leader of Brian Hacker. And actually, he's going to scrape the wall in the F5 IPA machine, coming that time out of turn number 4. It looks like he's having a little bit of handling issues, a little tight for that number 19, and then a snap loose as he exits turn number 2. Looks like a little bit of a side-by-side battle. Here comes James Skelton. You see him on a Monday night running in the Scrambler Series. Sideways for the Slim Jim driver out of South Carolina. Rob Higgins gave Skelton the position that time in turns 1 and 2. And now they are trying to battle side-by-side because he saw how loose Skelton was. Higgins has the preferred line right now here in the race, and Higgins will go back around James Skelton, so Higgins will hold on to that 12th position. Skelton will fall back into that 13th spot. Chris Fritz is also right there. He's got that black and pink Nerf Bard entry sitting there in 14th. There's Tim Williams right there, Daryl Clauder. These are all the drivers for about the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, and Clauder right now is running 16th onto our grid. So those are drivers just outside the top 10 trying to see if they can rally around. Can Higgins hang on to that? Because we're about a quarter of the way into this one. Higgins holding strong onto that 12th position. Terriot still hounding the back bumper here of the Lost Speedway, the racing school entry of Dan Butler. A.J. Rogers is right there also. Dan Butler taking a peek down to the inside in turn number 1, but he is not going to be taking it. So they all still continue to run single file here, all chasing. It looks like one of them down onto the grass, I believe. That was Rob Higgins. He went off track down onto the grass. Remember last time we just talked about him? He was sitting there into the 12th position. The checkered flag auto supply, number 40 of Rob Higgins, falling from that 12th position back to the 16th spot as he got a little loose out of turn number 2. Touched a little bit of the grass, but he was able to save it and come right back out onto the speedway. So he loses a little bit of positions, but he is going to keep the 40 out of the wall here tonight. Brian Hacker still continuing to lead about 3 car lengths over Al Smith, but look at everybody that has now come to join Al Smith back here. Take our onboard camera here. Oh, caution flag. Couple of them around outside there in turn number 2. The caution flag will come out. It looks like the 42 of Max Terriot and a couple drivers all involved in this one. Looks like Joe Strano, Max Terriot, Tim Williams, Daryl Clauter, Rob Higgins, and possibly Travis Minto down there. There you see Joe Strano down onto the apron with that. Oh, the Green Forest Resupply entry with a ton of damage as it is smoking behind that machine. So he'll try and limp it back to pit road. And we're trying to catch what happened to these drivers. Let's see if we can find out what happened to Joe Strano. I believe if we go ahead just a little bit and find Max Terriot. Oh, Terriot and A.J. Rogers making the contact, and Strano with nowhere to go. He gets involved in that. And then a couple of drivers trying to shoot the gap. Tim Williams, Daryl Clauter, nowhere to go. They all get wadded up there. There comes Higgins, a little bit of a tap to the back bumper of the number 5. Let's go back and watch this again here. Watching the number 42. Oh, Terriot was into the outside wall, and A.J. Rogers sprung down to the inside in turn number 1. And he drifted up the track and into the Nerf bar of the number 40. Oh, Strano gets right into that, and then that's where you see everybody else kind of come piling in there. The 45 of Williams gets involved. We might be able to go back and ride on board with Tim Williams. I believe we do have a camera on board with Tim Williams. This is the Bacon onboard camera, the Canadian Bacon onboard camera. Tried to shoot the gap, and there was nowhere for the Canadian driver to go. And unfortunately, he's going to shorten up that left front just a little bit. And I believe maybe some engine damage also on that car. So we'll see if he's going to be able to carry on here tonight, but that will bring out the first caution flag of the evening in the Support Your Local Businesses 100. Right now, the running order here tonight as we are underway here at the Thompson Speedway. A quarter already into this one as we work lap number 32 under the first caution flag of the night. Brian Hacker, Al Smith lead the way with Don Coleman and Dalton Williamson. Dan Butler, A.J. Rogers, Josh Buckley, Richard Murdoch, Brian Robinson, and Rob Higgins right now are your top 10 drivers on the Speedway. James Skelton, Chris Fritz are sitting 11th and 12th. They elected to come down pit road along with Travis Minto and Max Terriot. A couple drivers that are still down on pit road here with looks like a lot of damage. It is the 43 of Joe Strano, Tim Williams, Daryl Clauter, all still down on pit road. It looks like currently the number 44 of Blankenship not taking the green flag here tonight. He is still scored into the 18th position, though. Lights on the iRacing.com. Ford Mustang pace car here tonight are off. That means with 33 laps in the books, we will go back to green flag racing. Brian Hacker will fire off from the bottom row here with Al Smith to the outside. And then it'll be Don Coleman, Dalton Williamson, as we are back green flag racing at the Support Your Local Business 100 here from Thompson Speedway. Hacker down to the bottom, and he's going to be able to slide up in front of Al Smith out of turn 2. Coleman tried to make the move to the inside, but was not able to. So here comes Dalton Williamson to the outside in the BK glove box, racing number 1. He's going to stick and keep Coleman down there. Can the Swagger in driver find a hole because A.J. Rogers is coming? And then here comes Dan Butler actually to the inside. That is actually the 01 driver of Richard Murdoch coming to the outside. Coleman going to be able to find the hole there and slide up in front of him. Now going to put Butler in the 10B side by side with Buckley. Butler will find a home, though, into the 7th spot. He parks that racing school entry into 7th currently. Battling back here a little bit farther back into the field is Travis Minto and Brian Robinson. They are battling for that 12th position. Right now, Minto has it. Minto, remember, from the drop of the green flag, having a little bit of issues with that number 19. But at the front of the field, still, Brian Hacker being able to lead every lap so far. Now he's got, well, still got Al Smith Jr. behind him, but now Jr. has Dalton Williamson trailing him for that 3rd spot. Can Dalton find a way around the driver out of New York? Dalton down the banking just a little bit that time in turn number 2. Was a little bit of a wiggle out of the number 1, but he's able to gather it up. A.J. Rogers is still sitting there in 4th. 5th is Don Coleman right now. The man who said he knew he was going to have a good qualifying time, that was Josh Buckley here tonight. He started in the 8th position. He's actually running 8th. Coming up soon here, well, Buckley actually go way up the track. Coming up soon, Buckley's going to be able to experience that right up against the wall there at the Thompson Speedway. Remember, just last season here with the SK Modified division, he led every lap here at the Thompson Speedway and was able to park himself into victory lane. That got him the chance and the opportunity to head to the racing school that is here at Thompson. And so right now he is waiting to see his chance to get there. Taking a peek, Hacker starting to extend the racing lead. Look at Richard Murdoch starting to come up through the field also. Murdoch using the line a little bit higher there. Somebody side by side. That's actually James Skelton going to the outside of Chris Fritz. Here comes the 42 of Max Theriault also. Theriault right now is a driver 1 lap down. He is battling with Chris Fritz, and I believe it's Travis Minto. Brian Robinson off for those lucky dogs. So we'll have to see if we get another yellow flag as we approach the halfway point here tonight. Trying to see where everybody is. Here, Skelton looking to the outside to take away the 9th position on Rob Higgins. Higgins goes right down to the bottom groove. He knows Skelton's quicker. He knows Skelton has those new tires, so he'll let him go to the outside. Right now, Skelton is the only driver inside the top 10 who did come down and take 4 fresh tires. So on lap 29, he was able to come down and get those tires. He now runs into the 9th position. Can he go up there and run down Dan Butler, though, who is running currently 8th? Buckley did get around him just a lap ago. Now Buckley back down onto the bottom, though. I'm not sure if he's just trying to get out of the way of Dan Butler or what. Those two drivers running hard. Darrell Clauter is slowed down to the inside here of the Speedway. He goes, it looks like, his 3rd lap down. Driver out of Florida. Not a big SK Modified driver for Darrell Clauter, but he is out here turning laps with this crew, trying to get more experience onto the short track scene of things. He's just rolling around the bottom right now. He'll get out of everybody's way, and then here's Robinson, so that will be the final car to go around the number 5 of Darrell Clauter. He will work back to the groove now and get back into a little bit of a rhythm here tonight. This time by, though, we will complete lap number 49 here in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. Butler and Buckley, the double Bs back here. The killer Bs are still swatting at each other. They got James Skelton all over the back bumper. And also that's the 42 of Terriot. Remember, he is a lap down, though, to the race leaders. Buckley going to go down low. He's going to get out of the way, I believe, of Dan Butler. He's going to let Butler go to the top shelf here. Maybe Buckley kind of wore the tires off the drafttop.com machine. So he gets around. James Skelton going to get around also. Now here comes the 42 of Terriot. That's not going to be a battle for position. Buckley will be battling with Rob Higgins if Higgins gets there. But we are halfway home tonight in this Support Your Local Business 100 here at the Thompson Speedway. Hacker, Smith, Williamson, Rogers, and Codeman. Right now your top 5 drivers. Murdoch is hanging on there also to that 5th position. This would be Richard Murdoch's 3rd start so far here of the season. He ran at the Lucas Oil Raceway, the USA International Speedway, and now here at Thompson. That would make his 3rd start. Lucas Oil, he had a chance to park himself in victory lane, but unfortunately stepped over the boundary of the car's handling capabilities, and he stuffed it into the outside wall with just a handful of laps to go. Dropped him back to finishing about the 8th position at Lucas Oil. Last week, though, at the USA International, he finished 7th. So now tonight, he is running 6th. Could it be one more position better? It's been an 8th, a 7th. Can it be a 6th here tonight, or can he get around Don Coleman in the Swagger N97 as we complete lap 55? Ever since James Skelton ran down the number 10B of Dan Butler, he has just not been able to get around him. Official word, though, Joe Strano has loaded up the 43 Green Forest Tree Supply entry. He has taken it to the hauler, and it is done tonight for Joe Strano. Rob Higgins back here. Chris Fritz onto the back of him. That's for 10th and 11th. So Higgins right now for the Higgins Hill Racing Team, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, number 40. He is currently running in that 10th position, so what a night it could be here for Rob Higgins. The other week, though, he had himself a good showing. Higgins has competed in all of the races so far this season. He has 6 starts. You know, he started at Lanier, North Wilkesboro, Oxford Plain, Concord, Lucas Oil, and the USA International Speedway. His best finish last week was an 8th place finish, the Rookie of the Year candidate here for the Higgins Hill Racing entry. Right now, running inside the top 10, having himself a good points night. He came into the night tied for the 11th spot, as it looks like he's going to let Chris Fritz go on by him. So Fritz will take over the 10th position for the time being. The driver out of Carolina driving that number 3. He'll take over 10th. Nothing's changed out front. This parade here of the top 6 drivers still parading around the speedway. As we look back here on the bumper cam of Brian Hacker. Murdoch tried to do something down on the bottom. Will he be able to get around the Don Coleman machine? He will not back out of turn 2. He had to slide back in line. Everybody right now running about halfway up here at Thompson. This is a fixed setup here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. So what you really need to do is just kind of sit there, bide your time, wait for one of these drivers to go ahead and make a mistake. The problem is, with a field like this, you don't make a lot of mistakes. As we go on board here, riding passenger in the number 97 Swagger in entry of Don Coleman around the speedway. You see they are coming up on a lap down car. I believe that's the 5 of Darrell Clauter. He's going to stay right down to the bottom groove. He's going to stay out of the way, so he'll go another lap down as your top 6 freight train around the outside lane here tonight. Coleman a little sideways in the Swagger in. Able just to stay hooked up, though, with that machine, but he'll lose a little ground to the number 17 of A.J. Rogers. Now, I'm pretty impressed, though. Al Smith and Dalton Williamson have not allowed Brian Hacker to really start to pull away and control this race. Yeah, he may have control because he's at the top spot. Look at A.J. Rogers look to the inside on Dalton Williamson. He knows he doesn't have the momentum built up right now to slide in front of him, so he'll slide back behind him. Al Smith actually kind of loses a little ground that time out of turn number 2. But like I was saying, I'm surprised Hacker just has not run away. We see Hacker week in and week out battling towards the front, and when he gets to the front, he's one of those drivers, just like Dalton Williamson, that they can control a race and they can run away and hide with things. And if we only have one caution like we have here tonight, it's going to be hard for these drivers to go up there and really battle Brian Hacker. Everybody sails it off into 3 and 4 again. Coleman that time having some more issues in the swagger end. Did he heat that right front tire up? Because if you heat that right front tire up here at Thompson, it's going to be a long, long night. Murdoch not able to get down to the inside, so he'll just fall back in line. Richard Murdoch back, I believe it was last week, was his first race back after taking a little bit of a much-needed R&R time away from the iRacing.com platform. Driver's back here inside the top 10, having himself a run. Himself the self-designated school lady, teacher lady, lunch lady, and of course, an amazing father to that little puppy dog out there and his little girls that he is always posting pictures of. It's something that we love to see, a lot of family-oriented stuff that Richard Murdoch has going on in his life, and just like we are here at the Turn 3 Racing Network along with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Company, it's all one big family at the end of the day, and Richard Murdoch is a family man running in 6th. Now Brian Hacker, though, we talked about how he hasn't been running away with things. Well, as we close in on just 30 laps to go here, Brian Hacker now has the biggest lead, about 4 car lengths right now over Al Smith Jr. That is the biggest gap we have seen Hacker be able to open up. Smith looks like he's losing a little ground out of the corner. Here comes Dalton Williamson down to the inside of Al Smith. And not going to be able to slide up in front of Smith, so he slides back in line. Smith into the outside wall coming out of 4. Al Smith going to really make hard contact with the right front of that modified. Will that slow him down at all? How much damage did it really do? Open wheel cars here on Thursday night for the Checkered Flag SK Modified Series. That's something you don't want to do when you hit the outside wall just as hard as the 96 just did. You could really mess up the toe, the camber in these tires, and that could either make you really tight, really loose. A lot of oversteer could happen, some understeer could happen, and when that happens, the handling is just completely gone on the machine. But as Al did that last time by, he was actually faster than your race leader of Brian Hacker. Battling back here. Oh, something for Buckley gone wrong on the DraftTop.com machine. Buckley going to go around, and that'll bring out the caution. A couple of them here. Oh, damn, Butler going to roll through there smoking. So now they got these cars stuck on top of each other. Travis Minto there in the number 19. He's involved in this one. It looks like Dan Butler, Josh Buckley, Minto Robinson all involved as Josh Buckley stuck right now in the middle of the raceway. So he'll spin it around, but we'll have to go back and see what happened. This is going to involve the RacingSchool.net entry of Dan Butler. And look at him as, oh, looks like the wheels lock on the 96 and the 10B. And Butler into the outside wall, and he tries to get it off the Speedway. As he gets it off the Speedway, it looks like the two of Buckley. Oh, and there you see Robinson and Minto nowhere to go. They get gathered into this one. We'll have to go back here and see this again. Let's watch the number 2 here. Josh Buckley, you see the incident out in front of him. Oh, gets his left sides on the grass, and the car just yeets right into the wall. And then we wait. Right there it is. Minto coming in there, and he'll pile right into the number 2 DraftTop.com entry. Go back and ride on board here. Travis Minto, helmet camera of the F5 IPA entry. Looks like he slows down, and then he goes to gas it up, and nowhere to go. He's shooting for that little hole to the outside between the Buckley entry and himself. Nowhere for Travis Minto or then Brian Robinson to go as they both piled in on that one. So that brings out the second caution flag here of the evening. A couple drivers are going to come down pit road while we're under this yellow flag, and those will be James Skelton, Travis Minto, Rob Higgins, Chris Fritz, Max Terriot, Brian Robinson. Looks like possibly out of the event here tonight now going to be the number 2 of Josh Buckley and the number 10B of Dan Butler. See if the pace car lights go off this time if we get back to racing here, and it will. So the lights do go out on the iRacing.com pace car, and we will go back racing with just 20 laps to go here tonight in the Support Your Local Business 100. Remember, the winner of the Support Your Local Business 100 will get a free ride along from the racing school and one of their instructors right here at the Speedway. So not only are they getting some very precious laps here via the simulated platform here on the iRacing.com, they will get to go live the real-life thing of racing here at the Thompson Speedway. Josh Buckley won it last year. This year will not be Buckley's race to win, because now it is going to come down to 20 laps to go. Hacker and Smith will race it down into turn number 1. We will see who's going to come out so far. It looks like Hacker's going to be able to retain the race lead, but the battle will be down the back straightaway. Dalton Williamson crashing in the back. Higgins going to go up and over. Vicious tumble down the back straightaway. Rob Higgins going to smoke out the back straightaway here. Looks like his checkered flag Auto Supply SK Modified has gone up in smoke here to bring out the third caution flag here this evening. So we're going to have to go back and see what happened here to Higgins. Watch this back right from the green flag. Let's see. Restarted, and it looks about just outside that top 10. Higgins down on that bottom groove. He's trying to dig down there. Oh, I think Minto just yeeted him straight out the corner. They made the contact, and up and over went the 40 of Higgins. We'll see if we can find a better angle of that one here. Let's watch this back. Over top here. Watch that 19, Travis Minto, and the black number 40 with the white numbers. Out of turn 2, we're going to see, does Higgins come up the speedway? Higgins comes up a little bit. Minto already had the line. Maybe the spotter for the number 40 going to clear him. Unfortunately, was not exactly clear. So Higgins up the track, unfortunately. He goes up and over. Right on board here with Rob Higgins. As soon as he went back to the throttle, that car went right just a little bit. Travis Minto was already there, and with him going up and over, the motor going to expire on that number 40, so it's going to be a night ender here for the Rob Higgins number 40. Not the way he wanted to finish things off in this Support Your Local Businesses 100. And, of course, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply guy is going to have a lot of work to do on that Modify. But don't worry, the friendly staff up there in Ayer, Massachusetts, they have the parts to put that Modified back together. So we'll see him just next week back out onto the track at, I believe, we're headed to ISM Raceway, a little bit of a bigger track. iRacing pace car light's going to go out this time at the line. So we're going back racing now this time with just 14 laps to go here at the Thompson Speedway. Race fans, I know you love the Red Light Racing Series so much, so you know what we're going to do for you? We're going to go Scrambler Series Racing, brought to us by RB Custom Rigs, just next, well, call it this Monday night, August 10th. We're going to head to the Charlotte Motor Speedway for 90 laps with the Xfinity car to start that season off. It'll be 2020 season number 2 for the Scrambler Series, broadcasted right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Be able to catch all your Red Light Racing action as we are ready to go back racing here with the Checkered Flag SK Modified Series. Green flag back into the air. Al Smith going to get a terrible start to that outside lane. Dalton Williamson going to be able to get down to the bottom. Smith going to have to drive it hard off into 1, drive it hard off into 2. He's going to be into the wall. Smith going to go up into the wall as Dalton Williamson down onto the bottom groove. Smith going to power back, and it'll be 13 to go here. Brian Hacker still continuing to lead this race. Down into turn 1 we go. It looks like now Al Smith going to be able to take that second spot back. Dalton Williamson going to fall back to the 4th position. Richard Murdoch takes over the 5th spot. Don Coleman is starting to fade here. He is stuck down to the bottom. Here comes James Skelton in the Slim Jim 86. Skelton now going to take over the 6th spot. Don Coleman going to be running 7th. Right behind him is Max Terrill. Terrill got back onto the lead lap by that last yellow flag, and now he is battling for a race top spot. Murdoch way up the track in 3 and 4. Here comes Skelton. Here comes Don Coleman. Coleman not able to work to the inside. So now Skelton moves up into that 5th position. Murdoch is 6th. Coleman is 7th. But here comes Max Terrill. Terrill going to be able to get to the outside of the Swagger in 97. And will he? Oh, the boy, the 42 up into the outside wall out of turn 4. Terrill going to get more damage to the underbody of his modified with just 10 laps to go. He is going to be out of the contention. I believe he's trying to see how much damage is done. The car looks to be crab walking just a little bit down the back straightaway. He's going to keep the car out. We stay green. We go 9 laps to go here in the Support Your Local Business 100 from the Thompson Speedway. It is all Brian Hacker, Al Smith, AJ Rogers, now your top 3 drivers. They have pulled away. They have opened up about, call it 2, 3, 4 car lengths almost over Dalton Williamson. Williamson still back here running into the 4th position, but the clock is ticking down. The laps are winding down here tonight. James Skelton, remember him? He was down on pit road, lap 29, taking 4 fresh tires. Actually, that is a 2-tire stop, actually. That was a 2-tire stop on lap 29. He is up here running into that 5th position. He put right side tires on that 90 or that 86 Slim Jim machine. Murdoch still hanging right there also, but you can see right now that 96 is the fastest one onto the Speedway. He is faster than Williamson. He is faster than Rogers and Smith and Hacker. Problem is, it is just 6 laps to go here at Thompson. Couple drivers out of this one, though, as you're looking at the 3 of Chris Fritz. He is not out of it. He is still out there running in the 8th position. But Rob Higgins is out of it with his Checkered Flag Auto Supply, and Dan Butler with the Racing School entry, and Josh Buckley with the Draft Top entry, and Joe Strano with the Reed Forest Tree Supply entry. They are all out of this one. Brian Hacker, though, is not, and he is starting to pull away from the field here. 4 laps to go tonight at Thompson, and it is now about a half-second gap back to Al Smith. Smith right there out of South Glen Falls, New York. Running second. He has run second all night. AJ Rogers, though, one of the bigger movers of the race. He is up 7 spots, knocking on the back door of the 96 of Al Smith. With just 3 laps to go, lap down traffic down on the bottom. That's the 37 out of New York. That is Brian Robinson. He'll go a lap down to the race leaders, but the popsicle sticks are about to fly here tonight. The Brian Hacker machine so far has led every lap in this one as popsicle sticks in the air. 2 more laps to go here tonight. There you see the 42 of Max Terrill. He's going to go a lap down. He is running in the 10th position. He was just up into that outside wall. That car is still crab walking, but still able to drive this time by. It'll be the white flag here tonight to Support Your Local Business 100. It's the final lap at Thompson. Brian Hacker looking to be the first driver with 3 wins on the season. He won the season opener at Lanier. He won at Lucas Oil Raceway, and he's going to win tonight here at Thompson in the Support Your Local Business 100. He leads Green to Checkered. Al Smith rides in second from the green to the checkered. He comes home second. A.J. Rogers is third. Dalton Williamson is going to be fourth. James Skelton fifth. Richard Murdoch sixth. The swagger in of Don Coleman is seventh. Chris Fritz is eighth. Travis Yeet Minto is ninth. Max Terriel, the Storm from the North, going to have a little bit of problems on the final closing laps in this one. He's going to drop to the 10th position. That's your top 10 tonight as Brian Hacker wins another one here on Thursday night. So as he starts to get ready to burn them down here, race fans, it was a good race from Thompson. We're going to step away for just a second, and we'll be back with your post-race show presented by the local businesses in your area.
Who's in the race car?
Dada.
Dada? Say go daddy?
Go daddy.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Thompson Speedway Thursday night racing. Thursday night racing officially in the books here, and we have ourselves a winner here at the Thompson Speedway for the Support Your Local Business 100. It is none other than, well, ladies and gentlemen, we have heard from him multiple times. It's the 11 of Brian Hacker. Hacker, you're back in victory lane again here on Thursday night. How the heck did you lead from the green flag to the checkered flag this time?
Yeah, we were talking leading up to this race that it was going to be a lot about qualifying, and fortunately we qualified up front, which gave us the best position going into turn one. This is a really tough place to pass, so I thought if we could get out front, we'd be able to control the pace and have a good shot at it. And we had our teammate Al Smith right behind us, so that was it was good. It was a good night for both of us. I like this track. It's really tough to pass. I really like it when I'm up front, but it was a good time tonight.
Yeah, it was definitely a good time, and I'm going to make your good time just a little bit better, and it's going to be a great time, because tonight's sponsor, was in collaboration with not only the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, but also the racing school that is right here at the Thompson Speedway. You're going to get it, looks like a package to head up here to the Thompson Speedway sometime soon and take a free ride along with one of the racing instructors at the racing school here at Thompson. So not only were you able to wheel this modified here, now you're going to get the chance to go up here and be at this actual facility. That's got to be pretty good too. Take it from the iRacing to the real world.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We'll see how that all works out, but it's a really cool idea. It's a really cool prize to put together. So huge shout out to the racing school for doing that, and the Checkered Flag Auto Supply for sponsoring us every week in and out and allowing us to come out here and do it. It's a lot of fun, and that's a cool prize. One of the coolest I've seen since I've been on the sim.
Yeah, so a cool prize and a cool interview here. You're nice and cool. You don't even seem like you're sweating after this when you came in as your championship leader, and it looks like you will continue to be that championship leader. You're going to extend that lead over Dalton Williamson, and we are officially, after tonight, on the backside of the season. What's it going to take to finish out this season still at the top of the points chart?
And every time we finish well, these guys are all right there behind us, so we haven't had that opportunity to have a big points night, a big point swing, so we're kind of getting them little by little, which is fine, but it's going to take some consistency. So that's what we're looking for the rest of the year. Don't need to put it in victory lane every week, but top fives would be really good.
Well, he can top five his way to the end of the season and possibly be a champion here. But who do you got to thank for winning another one here on Thursday night?
As always, got to thank the guys on the side of the car, so Carbon Junction and Colin and Drew, the guys that do that. Great guys. Maybe we can trade in our winnings and get them some wigs. They're starting to lose it up top like you, Roger. So it'd be good for them to maybe do that. But Narrative Coffee, they've been with us for a long time. Austin Designs, who always gives us good-looking rides. Big shout-out to Al, finishing right behind us there in second, and AJ, who goes back. I think he was the first guy I ever met off of iRacing several years ago. So it's cool for all of us to get a 1, 2, 3, and Josh for putting this thing on, you for broadcasting it, even though we don't like you that much, but you do a pretty good job.
Well, there you heard it from, I would say, the fan favorite, but race fans, you and I all know that is not one of the favorite drivers of the racing scene. But Brian Hacker will win tonight. Support your local business 100 here from the Thompson Speedway. Finishing just into the second position, probably the driver that wanted to win the most. Al, you're not going to be able to pull this one off here tonight for the old shed, but a second place, still a good points night.
Yeah, considering last, I think 2 weeks ago at Lucas Oil, we did not have a very good night with this old shed VIP Graphics 96 car, and the team put a good piece underneath us tonight. This is I'll take this as a win. This track is not my favorite track, and I was really worried coming into tonight about getting mirrored in traffic, but I was glad that we could kind of work together with our teammate. Wish we could have at least stole a lap lead or something here tonight, but it just wasn't in the cards. But we'll take it and we'll move on.
Yeah, starting in that fourth position, moving immediately to P number 2 on that initial start. I mean, did you learn anything from trailing the 11 of Hacker that you could have used against him, or was that car just set up too good to go around?
I don't know. It's tough. I mean, Brian helped me out in practice. I felt a little bit lost towards the latter end of practice, and so he helped me out a little bit line-wise, but I don't know. There's a couple times where I think he was just playing with me. I felt like I got through 1 and 2 a little bit better than him longer into a run, but he would kill us down in 3 and 4. And my whole career here, 3 and 4 has been the Achilles tendon for me. So come home second and hold off AJ Rogers and Dalton on those last few restarts. I'll take it. So it's a win for us.
Well, it was a good night for you here, Al. We do head to the ISM Raceway and then Myrtle Beach and Stafford, which is just down the road here. Out of those next couple events, where do you feel like the Smith Racing Inc. car would be able to possibly find itself into victory lane for the first time?
It's really situational, but I do enjoy running ISM. I'm not sure if it's going to have the open dog leg or not. I'm not so much of a fan with the open dog leg, but if it's that, we'll put the ride heights up a little bit and go a little off-roading, and maybe some sparks will fly for underneath the car. But ISM, I'm looking forward to. Myrtle Beach, it could be good, and then Stafford is kind of a 50-50 chance with me whether I like it or not. Depends on the day and how I'm feeling.
Well, I'm going to guess you like Stafford more than you like Brian Hacker, but hey, you finished second to him here tonight. Who do you got to thank for another podium finish and a strong start to the season?
First of all, I got to thank my sponsors, VIP Graphics and Designs. Check them out on Facebook. Brandon Massey and his wife got a great business going on right there. And then the Old Shed, check them out on Friday nights. They do a live auction, and they just opened up their first brick and mortar store. So very proud to put them on the podium here tonight. I got to thank Coach's Corner. My father-in-law Jack does that, and they're going to go mobile here pretty soon with a food truck, so pretty excited about that opportunity for them. Ford Performance, Troy Race Cars, got to thank them guys for supplying the cars. We shortened the right front up on this thing about 25 to go, so it held together, and we'll put her about the trailer and get it straightened out. Got to thank Josh, Checkered Flag Auto, for racingschool.net here at Thompson for sponsoring tonight's race, and support that local business. Right now, more than ever, they really need our support. So if you can support your local business, please do so.
Well, there you heard it from the driver out of South Glen Falls, New York. Al Smith spends all night long trailing Brian Hacker. He finishes in the second position. And finishing third, it wasn't the easiest of nights for this driver, but AJ Rogers, you're going to come home third here tonight. How did you wind up coming through the field to finish on the podium?
Scared the whole time and worried that something was going to happen. And a few laps in, I think it was probably 25, 30 laps in, I got into Max a little bit and didn't mean to. I was looking at the replay and I think it was just a racing incident, but things happen. Had to drop from 10th. That was tough. I need to qualify better. I don't have a choice but to qualify better if I'm going to beat Hacker and Dalton and Al and all these guys up here. So got to work on that. Looking forward to next couple races, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, you really you came onto the scene here with this Checkered Flag SK Modified Series, and you've been able to have yourself a lot of good finishes. You know, you talk about the qualifying, maybe not the best of your ability there in the qualifying sessions, but when it comes race time, the lights come on, and you really get up on top of this machine, and you wheel it. Tonight, it's a third-place finish. You've won already once this year. Do you think we can park this number 17 Epic Media Splash and Go graphics car back into victory lane at all this year?
I'm going to have to, and that's my goal for the next few races because Myrtle Beach, Stafford, those places I love. So Hacker better watch out, Al, Dalton, all those guys. You know, talking about before me and Hacker running together when we first started. If we can get a good race side by side, it'd be a great race to watch. I would end up beating him, but we'll see what happens.
Well, yeah, as he comes by here and just laughs at you because he heard that one. But you know what? I mean, you got to feel pretty good, though. You see the names here, you know. You got Williams, Higgins, and Coleman, Murdoch, Smith, and Hacker. And you're beating half of these guys all the time. You're in the mix for wins. So as a rookie, that's got to be great.
Yeah, it does. I mean, there's definitely some big names in here, and enjoy running with everybody. I'm glad I found this league and was able to be accepted in it. So thanks to everybody that puts this on, the down to just drawing it up at the very beginning. But it's an awesome league. Look forward to many seasons here, and just got to thank everybody that puts it on.
Well, before we let you go, AJ, we know you have some good, exciting news that you got a new headset coming. We can't wait for that one either.
Yeah, me too.
But other than the headset, who do you got to thank for a podium finish here?
I got to thank Epic Media, RBRC, Dixie Products, which is a company I work at. I don't have it on the call tonight, but and then my girls that love to watch this stuff on YouTube and cheer me on. So hi to Aubrey and Emily. It was Emily's birthday yesterday, so she turned a big 10. It's hard to believe how quick they grow up, but I was hoping to win it so I could give it to her, but we'll take third and roll on.
Well, there you heard it from your third-place finisher here tonight. AJ Rogers wheels that Epic Media machine onto the podium after starting way back there just at the tail of that top 10. What a night it was to watch him drive up through the field. Well, that is your post-race show here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. Right here for the Support Your Local Business 100. You heard it from these drivers. Right now is the time, ladies and gentlemen, to support your local businesses, those local companies that are always out there supporting all of us, not only on our race cars, right here virtually on the iRacing.com platform and the Turn 3 Racing Network, but I mean, who else is going to put their names on your sons, your daughters' sports teams? We need these local businesses, and right now they need us. So what do you say, race fans? Let's rally together and go out there and support them like they support you. But man, guys, Thompson, what a night it was. Thursday night short track racing here. These guys put on one whale of a show. Just next week, we're going to be able to head to the ISM Raceway, and that's going to start the downward slope to the end of the season. It's ISM, then we head to Myrtle Beach, Stafford, Southern National, and then we're going to wind down the season right at the New Smyrna Speedway. Those are the next races coming up here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. But I mean, before we even head off the air tonight, race fans, this is all about you. Without you, we couldn't do it, and we thank you. Thank you for all the support, not only here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, but all the support for those local businesses, you know, like the Checkered Flag SK, or the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Series that sponsors the SK Modified Series right here, and of course, the Racing School. Race fans, head on over to theracingschool.net and make sure you book your, well, we'll call it the ride-along over there, because, well, let's just face it, a couple of these drivers that were in this race tonight actually got to go drive one of the cars at the Racing School, like Al Smith. Well, we'd probably be a little bit worried. Good thing that he's not going to be able to, but Brian Hacker's going to be able to head on over to the Speedway, take a ride along, and then possibly find himself behind the wheel of one of those cars at Thompson. But until we catch you just next Thursday night with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series, we thank you. Everybody stay safe out there. You can also catch the Scrambler Series starting this Monday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. But till we see you next time, stay safe.
Who's in the race car?
Dada.
Dada? You say go, Daddy?
Go, Dada.